One of the scariest moments for anyone over 60 is when you find yourself sitting on the floor and your body simply will not lift you back up. You reach for a chair, you push with your hands, you try to twist any way you can, and for a split second, you wonder what would happen if no one were around to help. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 simple techniques that I taught to Margaret, who was 89 and terrified after a fall, yet she learned to stand up again without using her hands. That sinking feeling right there is the moment that steals confidence from so many older adults, and today I want to give that confidence back to you. I have spent more than 25 years helping people rebuild their strength, and I want you to hear this clearly. You are not too old, your body is not done, and this problem is not permanent. You are just missing the muscle power that modern life slowly takes away, and once you bring it back, your body starts working for you again. I know exactly how it feels because there was a time when I could not get up from the floor without grabbing onto whatever was nearby. My hips were stiff, my knees complained, and I felt trapped in my own body. But that changed, and yours can too. In this video, I will show you how to stand up from the floor without using your hands, and I will walk you through the steps that rebuild the strength you thought you lost. Stay with me, because every minute you invest here is a step toward moving with more confidence, control, and freedom than you have felt in years. And before we begin, tell me your name and where you are watching from, because I want to know the people who are taking this journey with me. When you struggle to get up from the floor, it is easy to blame age, but the truth is your body is reacting to years of modern living that slowly weaken the very muscles that are supposed to lift you. I want you to understand exactly why this happens, because once you see the real reason, the solution becomes clear and it becomes possible. When you try to stand and your knees ache or your hips feel stuck or your whole body feels too heavy to move, it is not because something is broken. It is because your glutes, your thighs, your core, your inner thighs, your calves, and even the small muscles in your feet have not been asked to do real work for a long time. We live in chairs, we spend hours sitting in cars and couches, and we move in the same tiny range day after day. Those muscles quietly shut down, and once they stop helping you, every simple movement becomes harder. This is why getting up from the floor feels like a battle you cannot win. And this is also why so many people end up in something I call the RIPS cycle: rest, ice injections, pills, and surgery. That is what most people are told to do the moment something starts to hurt. The problem is none of those things make a weak muscle stronger. They make you feel better for a moment, but they do not give your body back the strength it lost. If you stay in RIPS long enough, your world shrinks. You avoid movements that feel risky, you ask for help more often, and you slowly stop trusting your own body. I do not want that for you. What I want you to practice from this moment on is ATM, always think muscles. When you cannot get up from the floor, do not think age, think muscles. And if this idea of always think muscles has given you a new spark of hope, then please comment ATM below right now. When your knees complain, do not think injury, think muscles. Weak muscles can be trained, and your body can get stronger at any age as long as you give it the right work. Standing up from the floor depends mostly on your glutes, your quads, your hip flexors, your adductors, your calves, your core, and the deep stabilizers around your pelvis. When these muscles wake up and start doing their job, your body stops fighting you and starts supporting you. I have seen people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s rebuild the strength to get up from the floor without panic and without help. The moment they stop blaming their joints and start training their muscles, their confidence comes back. That is what I want for you, and that is what we are going to build together, step by step. Before we can talk about standing up without using your hands, we need to make sure you can move your body safely on the floor. Because for many older adults, even getting into the right starting position feels overwhelming. That is why this next step matters so much. Your body needs a clear and reliable way to transition into all fours, and once you learn it, you will feel more stable and more in control than you have in years. I call this the sit to all fours transition. You begin exactly where most people find themselves, sitting on the floor in a position that probably feels awkward and tight. One leg might be bent too far out, the hips may not let you sit tall, and your lower back might already be complaining. Instead of forcing anything, you start by waking up the muscles that will actually help you move. If your left leg is forward, you gently squeeze your left glute. That squeeze gives you stability, so you can shift your torso without collapsing. You place your left hand on the floor beside you and let your right hand follow to guide you. Then you pull your belly in just enough to keep your ribs and pelvis working together. This light core engagement is important because it keeps you upright and prevents the twist from pulling on your lower back. With the glutes squeezing and the core supporting, you push lightly into the floor with your hands and begin to rotate your torso toward your knees. At the same time, you slide your opposite leg underneath you inch by inch until one knee is under your hip. You keep rotating, keep breathing, and gradually bring the other knee under your body as well. Suddenly you are in an all-fours position even if a moment ago you felt stuck. Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and your spine is supported instead of straining. This small sequence is a turning point for people with weak legs because it teaches your body how to stabilize and move without panic. Most people have never practiced this movement, so they assume they simply cannot do it. But every time you repeat this transition, your glutes fire more quickly, your core switches on with less effort, and the entire motion becomes smoother. This drill becomes your home base for everything you will do later. When you are on all fours, you are safe, you are supported, and you are in the best position to rebuild strength. If you have felt afraid of falling or afraid of not being able to get up, mastering this one transition removes a huge amount of that fear. It gives you a dependable way to move your body on the ground and prepares your legs and hips for the standing work that comes next. The more you practice the sit to all fours transition, the more confident and capable you will feel because your body finally remembers how to work as a team again. When you are steady on all fours, the next step is learning how to get your body back up in a way that feels safe and possible. Many people over 60 try to rush this part and end up feeling discouraged because the legs simply are not ready to lift the full weight of the body yet. So I want to give you two strategies that work beautifully even if your legs feel shaky or your balance feels unreliable. The first strategy is what I call the assisted split squat stand. From the all fours position, you slowly crawl toward a wall or a sturdy chair and place your hands on it so you feel secure. Then you bring your strongest leg forward until the foot is flat on the floor and the knee lines up comfortably over the ankle. You curl the toes of the back foot so it can help push. Now your hands are giving you a little support, but your front leg is doing the real work. You lightly tighten your belly so your torso stays steady, then press down through your front foot while your back foot helps you rise. You do not yank yourself up. You rise slowly with control. When you reach a tall, half-kneeling position, you take a breath, check your balance, and finish the stand. For many older adults, this is the first time they realize their legs can still lift them when the right muscles are engaged and the fear is removed. The second strategy is the wide step rotation stand, and this one is helpful when nothing is nearby to hold on to. From the floor, you bring one foot forward just like before, but this time you place it slightly out to the side. That wider base makes you much more stable. Then you rotate your torso toward that leg and begin walking your hands across the floor as your weight shifts over both feet. When both feet feel solid, you press into the ground and rise. This method does not require flexibility. It only requires balance and a little willingness to move in a new pattern. Many people are surprised by how secure they feel once the wide stance is in place. Both of these strategies are not just ways to get off the floor, they are training tools that help your body rebuild strength every time you practice them. If your legs are very weak, you can rise only halfway and come back down. That alone will make your muscles work. If your knees feel unsteady, take your time and breathe. What matters is repetition and teaching your brain that your legs are capable. I have seen people in their 70s and 80s who started with just the assisted version and within a few weeks felt confident enough to try the wide step. The more options you give your body, the safer and stronger you feel. That is the entire purpose of this stage. Now that you know how to move on the floor and how to stand with support, it is time to turn those same movements into real strength training. This is the heart of the entire process because your body does not change from watching a technique one time. Your body changes from repeating that technique until the muscles wake up, fire together, and become reliable again. I want you to think of these movements not as chores, but as strength drills that retrain your legs, hips, and core to lift you with power instead of fear. The first drill is something I call the floor transition repetition drill. You start in a sitting position, bring one leg forward, rotate your torso, and rise up until you reach a half stand. Then you slowly control your way back down. That entire sequence counts as one repetition. The goal is 5 to 10 repetitions on each side and 2 full sets. If you feel wobbly or unsure, it is completely fine to use your hands on the way down or touch the floor lightly for balance. What matters here is repetition, because every time you practice this floor transition, your hips and core learn how to support you sooner and more smoothly. For most older adults, this drill alone rebuilds a surprising amount of confidence because it eliminates the panic of not knowing how to get off the ground. The second drill is the assisted split squat strengthening. This is where your legs do the real work. From a kneeling position with one foot forward, you hold the wall or chair lightly and lower yourself only as far as you feel safe. You pause for a slow count of 3, then press through your front foot and squeeze your glute as you rise again. If your knee feels like it might explode, you simply shorten the range. The goal is a medium level of challenge, not suffering. Again, 5 to 10 repetitions per side, 2 sets total, and only 2 to 3 training days per week. This routine gives your muscles enough stimulation to grow stronger while giving your joints time to rest. As you perform this drill, I want you to pay special attention to your glutes because they are the key players in protecting your knees and giving you the power to stand. Many older adults think their thighs should do all the work, but that is exactly what creates pain and stiffness. When the glutes fire, the movement becomes smoother, safer, and much more controlled. To make them wake up, stand tall in the split squat, squeeze the glute of the front leg, and imagine pushing the floor away from you instead of pulling yourself upward. This small shift teaches your brain how to connect to the right muscles. When that connection becomes automatic, the entire movement transforms. The third drill is the unsupported wide step rotation stand, which builds the strength and coordination you need to rise without your hands at all. You begin the same way by bringing one foot forward, then widening your step slightly and rotating your torso toward that leg. As your hands walk across the floor, your weight shifts evenly into both feet, and once they are planted, you press into the ground and rise. This drill demands more balance, so you can shorten the movement or practice partial stands until your legs adapt. With every repetition, your hips learn how to stabilize your spine, your glutes fire more powerfully, and your confidence grows. Over time, as your legs get stronger, you will begin noticing that you need less help from the wall or chair. This is when progression becomes important. Maybe you start by letting go for the last inch or 2 of the stand. Maybe next week you let go a little earlier. Eventually, you reach the point where you place your hand near the wall, but you no longer need to touch it. This gradual reduction of support is exactly how we build safe, functional strength. There is no rush. Your muscles respond to consistency, not speed. After about a month, people usually notice that they can squat lower, stand taller, and move with more control. Their balance improves, their fear decreases, and their joints stop complaining because the muscles are finally doing their job. When that happens, your body becomes capable of something you may not have felt in years. You can rise from the floor without thinking about it. You can get down with confidence knowing you can get back up again. You stop avoiding movements that once felt dangerous and start reclaiming the activities that make life fuller. This stage is where strength truly builds. It is where your muscles relearn their purpose and where you begin to trust your body again. And the more you practice these simple drills, the more natural it becomes to stand up without your hands and feel strong doing it. When I talk about building strength to get off the floor without using your hands, I am not speaking to you from theory. I am speaking from my own lived experience. There was a long stretch of my life when my hips were so stiff, my knees felt so sensitive, and the bottoms of my feet burned every time I tried to move. I remember sitting on the floor and realizing I could not get up unless I grabbed onto something, and even then it felt shaky and painful. For someone who loved movement, it was embarrassing, but more than that, it was frightening. It made me wonder what the next 10 years would look like if my body already felt this limited. The turning point came when I stopped looking for the perfect stretch or the perfect technique, and instead focused on giving my body more options. I realized that the problem was not the floor, and it was not the movement itself. The problem was that I had lost the strength and mobility to move in different ways. Every position felt like a dead end. So I began training my legs, my hips, and my core consistently. Not aggressively, just consistently. Little by little, the stiffness softened and the strength returned. My glutes started firing again, my feet stopped complaining, and I no longer felt trapped inside a body that refused to cooperate. I went from barely being able to rise from the floor to being able to move however I wanted. Even doing playful things like rolling around with my son or popping up quickly without thinking about it. And the lesson that changed everything for me is the same one I want you to take with you. Your body feels safest and strongest when it has options. When you only rely on one way to move or one way to stand or one way to get down to the floor, your world gets smaller. You start avoiding situations that seem risky. You lose confidence, and your movement vocabulary shrinks until everyday life feels intimidating. But when you build strength from different angles, and you train your hips and legs to handle more than one pattern, your world expands again. You feel more stable, more adaptable, and more willing to trust your body. What I want for you is not just the ability to stand up from the floor. I want you to feel capable in many positions in many directions. I want you to have choices because choices are what keep you independent and confident as the years go on. When you treat your muscles as something that can learn and improve at any age, you stop shrinking your life around fear and you start stepping back into the freedom your body is still capable of. I want to share one more story because it captures exactly what is possible when you decide not to give up on your body. A few years ago, I had a patient named Margaret from Colorado. She was 89 years old, and she came to my clinic after a fall that shook her confidence more than it injured her body. She told me she had slipped in her living room, and even though she was not badly hurt, she could not get herself off the floor. She waited almost 30 minutes until her neighbor came with a spare key and helped her stand. When she sat across from me for the first time, she said, "Mark, I do not want to live the rest of my life afraid of my own floor." That sentence held every ounce of fear and determination inside her. So we started slowly with the same steps you are learning in this video. At first, the sit to all fours transition felt impossible. Her hips barely moved and her arms shook every time she tried to rotate. But Margaret had a kind of quiet stubbornness I loved. Every session, she would whisper to herself just a little more, and she would inch her knee forward or hold her balance 1 second longer. Within a few weeks, she could reach the all fours position on her own. Within a month, she could perform the assisted split squat stand with just her fingertips on the wall. And then one afternoon, something remarkable happened. She stood up from the floor without touching anything at all. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "I got my life back." And here is what I told her, the same thing I want to tell you now. If you are 89 this year and you choose to do nothing, then next year you will be 90 and still unable to do the things you wish you could. But if you start now, even with tiny steps next year, you will be 90 with more strength, more confidence, and more freedom than you have today. One path keeps you stuck, the other gives you your life back. It is never too late to choose the better path. Let me bring your attention to something important you may not have noticed until this very moment. Your body has already begun to change. You showed up, you tried movements that once felt out of reach, and you gave your muscles a chance to work again. You learned why getting off the floor has felt so difficult, and you discovered that the obstacle was not your age but muscles that simply needed to wake up. You realize why rest ice injections, pills, and surgery do not rebuild strength, and why choosing to think muscles puts you back in control of your own movement. You practice the sit to all fours transition to create stability. You learned to rise with the assisted split squat stand when you needed support, and you explored the wide step rotation stand when you were ready to trust your legs a little more. You felt how repetition builds strength in your hips, legs, and core, and how consistency slowly replaces fear with confidence. None of this required perfection. It required willingness, patience, and a belief that your body is still capable of learning. After 25 years of working with older adults, I can tell you this is exactly how strength returns. Small steps, done regularly, with courage. If this video supported you, please like and subscribe, and check the links in the description box below to get the free guide I prepared for you. And before you leave, let me know where you are watching from and what small action today made you feel stronger. I read every comment, and I am grateful to walk this journey with you.